Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream. I am Yiskah Koock, here with our fellow dream worker extraordinaire, EllenRonis. Hello, Ellen.
Quite an introduction.
Was it
Dream worker extraordinaire. I'll
extraordinaire?
take
That's a really good title.
I like it. Hello, everybody.
So,
Yeah.
do you have a dream that you're wanting to work with?
Yeah, well, one of the reasons I wanted to kind of hop on today is because I do have a couple dreams actually. Sorry, moving here. I wanted to also let folks know that I'm doing this dream workshop called Dance the Dream.
So I don't think that we knew about your searching for what would be the content of the workshop, but I don't think you actually ever told our listeners
Yes,
about
I
dance.
did. No, I did.
Oh, you did?
This isn't the
Okay.
big one. This isn't the big one that I've been working on with the course
Oh,
creation.
okay.
This
Okay.
was something I decided to do very spontaneously. And I just made a little flyer for it on Canva, which is the most amazing little design platform. It's super easy to use and it makes these beautiful graphics. So I did a little flyer, and I just decided to do something around the solstice. It's actually going to be on the 22nd, which is the day after the solstice, where when the light actually starts to come back. And so it's called Dance the Dream, and it's going to be just like a 90-minute Zoom workshop. And it will, I'm asking people to bring dream images or imaginative images. It doesn't have to be from a dream if you're a person who doesn't remember your
Could be
dreams.
from a waking dream.
Waking dream, exactly. And it could
You were talking about a living dream, so I just want to put that in a memory so that we could talk about that. But you were just saying, I'm so sorry.
Just that it could also just even be something that you want to imagine for yourself, it's just, so it's basically, you have an image or something in your mind for, you just kind of, you don't want to be thinking about it, but you just want to have that. You want to put it aside, and then we're going to move. We're literally going to move. You can move on the floor and, in your space, wherever, so, and it's going to be like a little bit like an authentic movement, which is where you move with your eyes closed and there's no music or rhythm. I'm setting the space, and,
Awesome.
and then we'll write a little bit or draw and process what came up. And so people can perhaps get, inspiration from that dream, answers to questions from the dream, kind of like what I've been doing lately, which is that kind of incubation of asking for a dream and then actually getting a dream, asking for something specific. So
this also could be, you worded it well, but in wording it a different way, what do I dream for my life? This could also be for manifestation,
I love that. Absolutely. Yes. And, I already had one person say to me, well, I don't really remember my dreams. Like she wants to come because she likes me, which is really sweet. It's an older lady that I know from my dance community. And she, I was like, that's great. Whatever. Bring some creative image, bring something you want to create. So we've already been a little bit talking like that. So I like the way you just put that. Yeah. And I have been really, for the listeners who've been listening the last, I don't know, month or so, I have definitely been incubating dreams. And it's not like the dreams tell you exactly what to do, or, you have to look at the metaphors, but the sense that I've been getting from these dreams is they're really guiding my path. They're actually helping me to say yes to something that I was on the fence about, or just to take the next step. So it's been amazing.
They helped you drink wine last night.
What about?
I said they helped you. I'm making a joke.
They helped me to drink wine.
Some wine last night.
Have a glass of wine last night, which I don't usually do, but it was pretty great. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's really nice to have a cocktail before bed.
Once in a while, alcohol is not necessarily my friend on a physical level, but but a little glass of wine now and then is lovely.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So, and I guess I did have actually I had two dreams recently, and I'm trying to think of which makes sense in the kind of sequential thing that's been
Yes.
happening in the incubation.
I'm also curious about the living dream, the waking dream that you had. You were talking that it was very significant, but now if it's not even hot off the presses, it might.
I'm not sure what you're referring
Okay.
to.
Okay.
Did I say something just now?
Yes. Not just now, but we spoke earlier, and you were telling me
Oh,
that there was a waking dream, a living dream, and we never explored it. But if you have sleeping dreams,
I'm sorry, I don't remember that at all.
yeah.
My brain is a little bit overloaded, so
Oh
I don't.
wait, that was me. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But please.
That was somebody else on the other side of the planet that we're picking up their vibe. Somebody else is not dealing with that, I'm sure.
Someone who's listening to this podcast
Yes.
is looking at their life saying, this is so dreamlike.
Yes.
And I'll just say the quote that our teacher, Robert Moss, used to say, that we should treat our waking life images as if they're a dream, and we should treat our dream images as if they could happen in our lives.
Absolutely. I know. I love that. And also, one of the things I say in my little flyer, which I would love to, if there's a way to post it in the show notes.
I bet there is. Yeah, I'll just include it.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But one of the things I say in there is, bring, I think I say like, bring a dream or make it up as you go along, which Robert Moss used to say. Make it up. There was
up as you go along.
Get up as you go along. Yeah. And I remember when I first heard that, I thought, what does that mean? Like I was so serious about the whole thing, and it didn't make sense to me. But then I realized, that really our imaginal realm is really the same as the dream world.
It's true. Yeah. And we always say when we're doing dream work, I don't want to say we're making it up because that sounds to belittle it. I'm not belittling it in any way, right. But we really are using our imagination and we are making it up, or not, if a dream image that I project on doesn't have any significance for you, then it's, passed right by. But I don't know, maybe that's not the best way to say it. Not that we're making it up, but we are putting meaning.
It's being created, right? It's like a creative
like putting meaning. It's making it meaningful, or it's mining the meaning. Mining the meaning.
Oh, that's a great name of the workshop.
I think that'll be the name of this.
I'm on workshop mode. Yeah, I like that. Mining the meaning. Wow.
Yeah, put it in your flyer.
Yeah, I will.
I'm kidding, but please share with us.
Yeah, so I think so okay, I'm just going to share the dream and then I'll say more.
Okay, good.
The dream was a very small little, I don't know how significant it is, but somehow it was very striking to me. My very close friend, I don't want to say names. I realize that, I'm saying personal things on this.
Just change the name.
Yeah, just whatever. My friend, Joe.
Hey.
Josephine.
Okay, good.
My very, very, very dear close friend, Josephine, was in this dream, and she was like bleach blonde with bangs, and she doesn't really look like that, but she did look like that more in her past life, like not in her, earlier life. She was a little bit more into the sort of fashion and being, blonde and makeup and things like that. It's not her at all these days. She's much more her natural self. But in the dream, it was even overdone. Like it was more than I've ever seen her before.
Okay.
Very bangs and blonde hair and makeup and like lipstick that was like reminded me of lipstick from the 60s or something, like very like pink, very light pink with a sort of a darker pink outline.
Okay. Yes.
Horrible, but very, very particular fashion of, maybe the 60s, like with the
turkey. Yeah, I can picture it.
And I'm trying to think, what was she? She was doing some. Oh, she was she was about to step into like something that she was doing, like a course that she was going
Yeah.
to teach.
Okay.
And, you know, in waking life, just to say she is doing something on her own like that too. So, you know, we have been sort of in process together about those types of things in our life. So
Yes.
that was the whole dream. And somehow it didn't feel deeply important, but it did feel like it was on the same trajectory
Yes.
of the prayers and the sort of me asking sort of the dream spirits, you know, to
Yes.
bring things that are going to help, you know, provide clarity for this project that I'm working on.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure what it means really, but somehow it has to do with that.
So if this were my dream, I would think there's something in the energy of my friend Josephine from her younger years that I want to try to call up in myself in order to walk into this workshop. So if she had the bleached hair and the 60s style lipstick, like whatever, I don't know what age she would have been then, but what was her life like then? Like what are three, I always say just three attributes to describe her? And I'm not even really asking you because I don't even know if you knew her then, or if maybe you might even want to ask Josephine, when you were, fashionable and whatever, what are three attributes you would say about yourself? And
that's
maybe it's
actually that's a really that feels really significant as a possibility.
good.
Yeah. And I didn't know her back then. I mean, I sort of met her at the stage where that was beginning to shift.
Okay.
So I did know her a little bit in that stage. And yeah, I could think of a few things, a few characteristics.
Would you share them?
Yeah, I mean, she has a sense of humor for sure.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah, um, yeah, when she's not fretting, whatever, stressing about things. She's funny in her way, a very particular way.
Yes.
And I think there was a little bit like, again, I didn't really know her then, but things that she said about herself back then, there was like a little bit of a party girl
Okay.
element to her. And I don't mean like partying, like drugs and whatever, like that kind of,
No, like having fun.
a fun girl, like the
Yeah,
fun girl. And
fun girl.
I don't know. I mean, I think that some people think I'm funny, but I never thought of myself as the fun girl. It just did for whatever reason.
What I've said to you before, and someone had said to me that you can have a good sense of humor, but not necessarily be the funny girl.
Yes.
You can laugh, you could have, a lighter response to life, and you could, so a sense of humor is not synonymous with being a comedian. It's appreciating the comedian.
Yes, I'm not like entertaining, like
make me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I think people, I don't know, whatever. My ex-husband used to think I was funny, and I think we were just funny together. Like there was
totally.
Whatever. I think it's just my way, the sort of, anyway, whatever. But
whatever is one's way, I'm having the feeling that is the me that I want to walk into the workshop being.
I like this. Yeah, I like this. Like I have been so painfully intensely serious about this whole thing because it's been very hard for me. Like, I don't want to use my ADHD as an excuse, but it does take me a lot longer to do things than somebody who's more neurotypical. So it's just been really kicking my ass to do the work. And it's like, it's constantly on my mind and I'm very serious about it and thinking about it. And what am I going to do? And how is this going to be? And there has not been a sense of humor about it. There has not been a lightness. So maybe that's really what's,
I need to bring my lightness into the workshop. And that's what I have to share with people too, aside from, the dance and facilitating.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's wonderful. And I think that you're doing this before the larger one is awesome. Take steps, now we do this and then next one.
Yeah. It's a little crazy to be doing this Dance the Dream workshop right now because I am being asked to do a lot of work right now. Like we're getting to this finish line. And so I'm being asked to like really take it up a notch in terms of like launch dates and exactly when I'm going to do the work and all that stuff. So it's a little bit like, really, I'm doing this right now, but I do actually feel like this is definitely a smaller step to the bigger thing. So
I am very excited that you're doing this now, because it doesn't make any sense. And we're trying to get to the more nonsensical, silly girls that we can be.
I love it. I love it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm grateful.
On to the next dream.
Is the next dream?
Well, unless you don't feel.
There is another dream. Can you give me a minute to just go get my book? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So while Ellen is getting her dream journal, I've been dreaming, but they're too personal, the dreams I've been having. I don't feel like even sharing. I mean, I guess I could also change names, but well, it's so obvious to me, but it might be obvious to you, but I don't really want to do my dreams today. So please go on.
Great. And I would love to hear your dreams because it's been a while. I feel like it's been all about me. And
I have the opposite feeling. I often feel like it's been all about my dreams and me. And so I'm very happy to sit here with you and listen.
Thank you. Well, thank you. And, and I really always hope that this is meaningful and helpful to other people. Sometimes
I do too, to our listeners. Yeah. And I think so, because every dream has an element of the collective in it.
I do think that. I was talking about that with somebody yesterday, that, what I dream, yes, the particulars are about my, life and my psyche and soul, but the underlying concepts is totally universal.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this dream, this was before this, like a couple of nights before the dream I just shared. I was working with a team of women. Oh, okay. Well, here's interesting. I was working with a team of women that I had met online on an online dance or healing thing, like workshop or whatever.
Okay.
Some of them were from Santa Fe, where I live, and some were from elsewhere, some recognizable, some not. They were all scurrying about, and they were all in person with me now in this dream. I had met them out online, but that's really interesting. And they were all scurrying about, trying to help me to do something somehow. And they one of them laid out a card spread, like one of these sort of whatever, like tarot cards or something.
Tarot, yes.
It was like hundreds of cards. It wasn't just like the 3 or 4 or 6 spreads.
Wow.
It was like hundreds of cards all over. So there were so many options and so many possibilities. And I was sitting on a couch nearby, and my friend John was next to me, and he was dressed in these like Harlequin pants, like a I don't know, Harlequin pants with like a silk print shirt. I don't know what that was, but and he
what are Harlequin pants? They're sort of puffy.
Like no, like just like those checkerboardy kind of. Like
okay. Oh yes.
I don't know. It was a certain kind of a print, like the diamond print. I don't know, just colorful and maybe playful and colorful, like dance pants kind of thing.
Okay.
The shirt and the top didn't match. I made a note to say that. And he was really sad, and he was draping himself over my lap, and because he was really sad, and he was kind of like crying, and he was a little kid does that. Let's see, draping himself. And then he got up just as the women were about to read the cards for me, and he was angry, and he like kicked all the cards. He like just kicked them all out of the way. so that obviously they couldn't do the reading. Like he was having a temper tantrum.
Wow.
So yeah, I kind of feel like a reality check might be a good.
Yes, please, that would be good.
So my friend John is grieving. He lost his wife how long now? I think 2 years, maybe a year and a half. But there's so much. It's the grief is so deep, and he's been very sort of dear about it and very open and very, like asking for what he needs. And, it's actually been, yeah, anyway, he's in that grieving process. So I feel like that entered into the dream state, that he's in this grieving state and that I'm comforting him. And maybe it was like he wanted the attention. He didn't want,
Oh,
because I was about to get like the answers,
in my
somebody
whole life. This was like my life
amount of,
spread.
yeah, like a lot of possibilities there. And yeah, I didn't have a sense of that. I didn't have a sense of, I don't know. Yeah, just I didn't have a sense of what was coming to me in the cards. I just had a sense of these women were all scurrying about and helping me. And
Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So, how many other women were there?
There was a bunch. Like I'm gonna say like 20 or more, maybe. It just felt like a lot of buzzing around, like women buzzing around.
Did I have a feeling they were there to support me?
Yes, definitely. And yeah, I definitely did. And I think I also loved the fact that they were people that I met in the virtual world, but they were there in person with me.
Yes.
And
Like
it makes me wonder about the part of me that is a little trepidatious about moving forward in the online world, teaching
yes.
online, because I'm such a personal, in-person person.
Yes.
But I love the idea of being able to reach more people and to be able to work with people who don't live close by. But also, I think that I like to create community. So
Yes.
something about that feels.
That's very meaningful because it feels like I am being shown, if this is my dream, that I do make real connections online in the interwebs, but and then they come to me to support me. So I feel like that's just telling me that we can make real meaningful connections online. We don't, and then in person is like a cherry on top.
That's great. Thank you. I like that. I like that message, right? That it's possible to create community.
Feels like that from this dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another projection I have is when you said he had Harlequin pants on and then he is sloped over your lap crying. It made me think, because I didn't really know what Harlequin pants would be, but it made me think of the sign for theater with a smiling face and then a sad face.
Yes, there was an element.
And I really felt that to me because it was dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't really wrap my head around him tantruming and destroying all the layout of the card. So do you have more to say about that or any thoughts about that?
Yes, actually, this is kind of goes deeper. If he is a person who wants to get the attention, right, in this dream, he's wanting me to be there for him. And he is a part of me, right? If we look at it in that Gestalt or Jungian way, that he's a part of everyone in the dream is a part of me.
Yes.
That there's something that there's a grief, a sadness, a deeper emotion that I'm not really paying attention to. And I have been feeling that. I've been feeling very like on this surface level, doing the work, doing the workshop, doing the assignments, trying to make this thing fit, but the like soul of it, the heart of me feels like it's been missing. Like even just in terms of life in general, like, wow, it's sunny out and like, let me breathe in the air and let me be part of the world and just, be presence, like an inner presence. I kind of feel like I've been losing the soulful presence in life because I've been so in my mind about creating, which is funny because what I'm creating is about getting out of the mind and into the body. So
Yes.
there you have in a
Well,
nutshell.
maybe after I do this workshop, I may be able to kind of descend a little bit deeper into my feelings, and like, or maybe better that I do that before the workshop. So
I think I have really done that a little. Once I recognized that that was happening, like it became painful, became really painful to me to see how, like, I haven't been calling my friends, I've been like putting off my friends even. It's like, no, I'm too busy, in my mind, I'm too busy fretting. I can't like socialize. I can't be present
I'm
in
too busy feeling miserable. I can't talk to you to cheer
exactly.
me
I
up.
have a date with my misery and my inner workings of my cuckoo mind to actually be social and have some fun and do whatever, connect on
That's
a
why
deeper
I'm thrilled about the wine last night.
yeah, well, and it actually did loosen things up a little bit, interestingly for me. So
Oh,
I
good.
thought,
Good.
it was a very heartful day altogether. I had a beautiful
Good.
dance in my five rhythms class and connections with people. It was just
Five rhythms class.
five rhythms. Yeah, it's
This is
Gabrielle Roth's work.
whose work?
Topic for another day. Gabrielle
Okay.
Roth. For
Okay.
people who are in the movement world, they would know.
Yes, they would know.
Yeah, yeah, and we can talk about that another time. It's very,
Sounds
very
good.
good work, actually.
I want to hear more about that, but yes, another time.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I think. And the tantrum is a little extreme, but
Yes.
it was like you can't you ha- it could either be like I need to pay attention to that part of me that is actually heart and maybe grieving. I think there is a grief
I
actually.
think it sounds like it feels like it.
Yeah, there's a grief. I think one of the things I've been thinking about is or feeling into really is the grief of losing who I was before. Like, so I've been a massage therapist, body worker, healer for 30, I'm moving into 38 years now. And it's like, who am I without that? And I'm not necessarily stopping doing that, but I'm definitely clearly
Yes.
creating something new and different for myself as,
Right.
and so it's like the loss of myself is that.
Yes.
And that's sad. But it doesn't have to be sad, but there is definitely a loss. There's definitely, leaving something behind.
And I think that's important to acknowledge.
Yeah.
The dreamer. I'm feeling now that you said the gestalt of him being a part of you, dreamer, the guy being a part of the dreamer. I'm thinking, I want to rock this whole spread because don't don't tell me what my life is going to be.
Mhm.
Like I will create my life,
Mhm.
And yes, I believe in spiritual guidance and fate, destiny, and whatever. But I am living my life, and in a way, I almost feel like we don't, not we, I don't necessarily want to see. It's like people who are asked, would you like to know your death date or whatever? Like people don't, they don't want to know, they want to have their life.
Sure, absolutely. It's all part of a journey, right? What's if you know the end, then what's the point?
Yeah.
There's
You
no
either want to end it prematurely
yeah,
or
maybe.
like I don't know that would be so helpful. I
Mhm.
mean, I say that and I'm also like, I can't believe he ruined the circle of cards that were going to tell me all about
Yeah,
myself.
no, I definitely had that, and maybe it would be fun to incubate another dream about,
Yes.
coming back to the cards.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
like even a dream re-entry, coming
Do
back
you
into the
remember
cards.
any of the cards?
I don't remember what they even like. It clearly was something that was going to be like a divination type of a thing, but I don't
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't think they were regular tarot cards. I just think they were some other kind of divination cards, but I
Okay.
really see them. I don't really remember
And I would love to ask for another dream to say more about that.
yeah.
Not you, but Dream World.
Yeah.
Dream World, say more about that. Yeah.
More about that. Okay, like okay, now I've actually had some moments of being able to grieve the losses of those things and to kind of come back into my heart.
Yes.
Now let's get back to it.
Yeah, now I'm a little more curious.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sort of being silly when I'm like afraid of to know. I'm not afraid to know, and I very much believe in destiny and guidance from God or universe. And so I also think that would be hard for me if some brat came and messed up my whole
Yeah.
tarot reading
What do
or
you
whatever.
mean? Yeah.
Well, I'd be excited, and also I would like to encourage you. And you don't need to do this, but I'm just thinking, if it were my dream and I was an artist, I might want to just start drawing what the cards may have been.
Ooh.
Just like make like 4 or 5 cards that well, this one might have been about love, and this one might have been whatever, however it comes to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. So unfortunately, I need to jump. I have to
Yes,
there,
great to talk to you.
yeah. So I'd love to post the information somehow in the show notes
Yes,
for.
so just send me the link
I
to
will
my
send.
email, and I
Yes.
will include it.
Okay. And I will also just say, that it's December 22nd, Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And it's going to be 90 minutes. And EllenRonis at yahoo.com for
Yes.
information.
Well, that sounds awesome and wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great and fun, and welcoming the new light into the darkness with our dreams,
Yes.
and our plans.
Love it.
Yes.
And I would love to see what the other participants are bringing. If they're bringing a sleeping dream, a waking dream, or a dream for their life, like a the dream for my career, or however.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. It'd be very interesting to see.
So interesting.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ellen.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope to
always great to see you.
See some of you listeners, and maybe even you, Yiskah. You can jump on.
I know. I'm thinking, oh, I looked on my calendar. I'm free that day. I can do my authentic movement.
You totally could.
I totally could. I would love to be more harmonious with my body that gives me so much chagrin,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that could be really interesting for you, actually.
I think it could as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So listeners, do join us for this awesome Zoom dream movement. What did you call it again?
It's called Dance the Dream.
I love it.
12, 5 p.m. Mountain Time.
Okay. Thanks for joining us, and we wish you a good day. And Halamud Metukin.